Okay, good. So we're on record mode. So, so what I need to do is I need to do a screen share first. So bear with me while I share my screen. Okay. So now everybody, you guys can see everything, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good, 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 good.
No.
Okay. Susan, you can't, sweetie?
No. I'm going to call and can you see me?
No, you disappeared. That's why.
Okay. Call back in.
You disappeared. Yeah. Anthony, hi. Carl, hi. Who else? Mark Kirshner, hi. Hey, guys. Okay, good. All right, so let me just bring up my screen. Let me kind of walk you through some things because this is the basic stuff that everybody needs to know, understand in order to go out there and, you know, sit in front of someone within 30 to 60 minutes, help them understand the triangle of savings and walk them through it with the correct verbiage, all right? So let's see. Susan, are you there? Or Anthony, you're there, correct?
I am, yes.
Okay, so Anthony, that's good. Sit tight, Anthony. I'm going to mute everybody except you. Hold on. Participants, mute all. Yes, that's fine. But Anthony, I'm going to unmute you. So Anthony, you're there with me, correct?
I am.
Okay, good. So Anthony, let me just let's just for sake of our discussion or our role play right now, I just met you. Let me kind of walk you through this process a little bit, and you can engage with me, okay? And then we'll change, and then we'll turn the tables a little bit, right?
Okay.
So let's make believe, you know, I'm walking in your house, and let me verbalize this part a little bit so people get it. I think, in my opinion, probably one of the most important things that I do, that what everybody should really do and learn and become accustomed to it, is really the art of developing rapport. That's the deal. It just is the deal. And, you know, we could talk about that next week because I could probably spend about an hour on that. That is probably one of the most important things. You know, it's like I had to go see a woman today in Port Jefferson, and, you know, the rapport was so thick you could have cut it with a knife, so to speak. But, you know, the rapport development is very, 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 very critical. So if I'm, as I'm walking into Anthony's house, I'm thinking of things, but you know what? I'm not really always thinking of things. I guess some people need to think of the things. It's just my personality in developing that instant relationship, or let's call it instant rapport. And by the way, that's a great book if you want to read it. It's called Instant Rapport. I'm actually looking at it in my library right now. And it really taught me many years ago how to develop rapport in about 4 minutes, because that's the name of the game. I don't know if you realize, but people, you ready? Write this down. People like people that are like themselves. People like people that are like themselves. So, you know, I want to be able to walk out of there, and Anthony or whoever I'm sitting down with, I want them to turn around and say, wow, he's a great guy, or, you know, he's just like me, you know, or something of that nature. And rapport building, it's somewhat of an art. But if you feel that you're not proficient at it at this point, then look for things. Look for things that are common. Look for ways to develop that commonality. I could never understand. This is the part I can't understand. You know the old saying, opposites attract? I never understood that. I don't get that. I think it attracts for about 2 weeks, and then it dies down after that. But anyway, that's my opinion. So what I'm looking for when I walk into Anthony's home or when I walk into his business, whatever, I'm looking to develop commonality with him. I'm looking for something. I don't care what it is, but because I've become this conscious competent, it's just my nature, you know, and there are many people that, you know, that are on our team. It's Steven's nature, it's Rich's nature, and so on and so forth, where we're just, you know, we enjoy doing that. So I'm going to look to develop, good commonality with Anthony, then get down to the nitty gritty. And Anthony, you still there with me, my friend?
I am.
Okay. So Anthony, let me ask you before we get started, Ant, what is it about solar that interests you?
Oh, I think the fact that it's green and it gets me away from PSE&G.
Okay.
That's in itself is
Okay.
reason enough.
Okay. I like that. I guess you don't like PSC&G.
Not particularly.
Okay.
And our governor, you can have him too.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Anthony, did you read that? There's I forget the website, but it's Cuomo something that he just passed a bill which gives the utility companies the authority to raise their rates even more because he wants to rescue other nuclear energy companies or facilities outside of New York. And not only will PSC&G raise our rate 6.5%, it's going to go even higher than that. So,
Right.
Anthony, what's interesting is, and just a little history, is that solar's been around for quite some time. In fact, it has taken 40 years. And listen to this, it's pretty cool. It has taken now, guys, notice my language, right? I'm very calm, I'm very relaxed. I'm not rushing through anything. Anthony and I are talking or chit-chatting back and forth. I asked him a question out of the gate. I asked him that question because I want to get his viewpoints. I want to get his feelings. I also want to sit back and relax and breathe for a few minutes while he's talking so I can collect my thoughts. Make sense? Good. So back to role play. So Anthony, it's taken 40 years for 1 million homes to have solar on them. 40 years. Another 1 million homes, Anthony, will have solar within the next 2 years. With that said, our country is so far behind, right? I mean, Europe laughs at us, Australia, New Zealand laughs with us. China just built the largest floating solar plant in the world. I believe it's in the China Sea. Don't hold me to that. But solar's fascinating. But Ant, let me say this. I want you to capture this part. This is important. Electricity is a commodity. There's no designer kilowatts. There's no designer electricity. There's no Chanel electricity or Ralph Lauren electricity. It's all the same. Anthony, it turns on your lights, and that's all you're concerned about. And no different, Ant, that today we all have a cell phone. Did we all have cell phones 40 years ago? No. And what's interesting, Ant? This is a crazy statistic. By 2020, 90% of the people in the world will all have cell phones. And on your block, in the next 5, 8, maybe even 10 years, the majority of people will have solar. Will everybody be able to get onto the grid of solar? No, because there probably won't be enough room on the transformer to store all of the energy. So just keep that in mind. So kudos to you. You're being proactive. Okay, so Ant, let me kind of walk you through this because we're kind of this technology company disguised as a solar company. Although we've risen to the largest solar utility company in Salt Lake City in a very relatively short period of time, and now we're doing it in the tri-state area, it is because of our technology, and that within probably the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to determine by this software, which you're going to watch me do this, that can we put these sunglasses on your roof or not, right? So that's pretty cool. So, okay, so you ready yet? Let's go.
Right.
So if you look at my first screen here, Anthony, we're going to put in a certain amount of data, right? And Anthony, just out of role play for a second, right? I'm just going to leave these numbers inputted like they're yours, all right? This is the woman that I actually saw earlier today. So back into the role play for a minute. So Anthony, if you look at the first step here, your roof direction, if I'm correct, is south.
Right.
You've got an asphalt shingle roof. Your roof pitch is average. Your utility company is PSE&G. We're putting it on your home. We're not doing, we're not doing any ground mounts or anything like that. And we're using our, our standard monocrystalline panels, which are pretty cool. Now, Anthony, from what you told me over the phone, you have one thermostat, correct?
Correct.
You don't have a Nest.
No.
And the other thing here, and what I did is the bill that you emailed me, I determined your average monthly cost, which then gave me your average monthly usage. And your usage is how many kilowatts you use, right? How many kilowatts you use on a monthly basis. And I'm just going to go through this. I'm going to just, for sake of my conversation here, out of role play, I'm just going to upgrade this for a minute. You'll see why in a second. So now what happens, Ant, when I press next, not only will it take this data right here, not only will it take this data, Ant, but it will also determine 100 years of weather over your roof. How many years it snowed? How many years, how often did it rain? How much, how often did the sun shine? It's pretty cool. So let's click next. And as you see, everything is calculating at this point, okay? And it's going through the process. It's really cool. And, two of the gentlemen that I work with really disrupted the trucking industry and became masterful at organizing truck drivers' lives with software. And now we're doing it within the solar industry. Okay, so I get to look at the out of role play. I get to look at these numbers here. I look down here. Okay, good. And then I want to click View Bid Summary, okay, which is actually that. Okay, Anthony, my friend, you ready?
Go.
Here we go. Okay, and I love this part, Ant, because you know what? In a simple one-page PDF, what this does is it will give me basically, does it make sense? Does it make sense for Anthony to go solar? So let's look at this box here first, Anthony. See where it says $165?
Right.
That's what you're paying, correct, each and every month to PSE&G.
Correct.
Okay, good. I like when I hear the corrects. Anytime I keep getting yeses and corrects, that's good. So you're paying $165 a month. And over a period of time, whether it be, now guys, out of role play, this is important when I do this. 25 years is a long period of time. We got to realize that. Really is, right? So what I try to do is I try to change the thought process in the brain. So I'm going to turn to Anthony and say, Anthony, whether we take 15 years back, 10 years forward, 10 years back, 15 years forward, or whatever, that block of time, I don't say the number 25. I say that block of time. Does everybody follow me?
Yeah.
That block of time. Over that period of time, Anthony, you would have rented electricity from PSE&G. Now, I need to, as my daughter would say, Anthony, pump the brakes for a second. We're only allowed to show a growth of 3.5%. However, PSEG is raising their rates by an average of 6.5%. I'm not even adding in what Cuomo did. So that $81,800 that you're spending over that block of time is actually double, okay? So you're renting electricity, remember, no designer kilowatts, you're renting electricity from PSE&G. So now, based on the data I put in, we need to produce 868 kilowatts in order to give you the same amount of electricity that you're using and purchasing from PSE&G. So on the right side, when you go solar, when we take care of this for you, assumptive, hello everybody, assumptive, when we implement solar for you, that's assumptive, now you're going to pay $107. That $107, instead of costing you double the 81 to 160, it's costing you 40. And I'm going to show you how to get all of that back, Anthony. And over a period of time, you would have saved 41,000 and change. Probably even more than that because of that number's low. So it becomes nothing more than a redirect. So I love this new phrase that I just developed. You ready? Add a role play for a second. Actually, no, back into role play, Anthony. Stay with me, pal. So, Anthony, let me ask you a silly question, and please just follow me here. Over the next 24, 60, whatever it is months, what months won't you send a check to PSE&G?
What month won't I send a check?
Yeah, you're always going to pay them. We know it's a silly question, but I'm driving my point with Anthony here for a minute. The reason why I asked you that, Ant, it's nothing more than a redirect. Instead of sending the 165 to PSEG, you send 107 to the solar utility company. That's it.
Right.
That's as simple as that. So now let's go down a little, Anthony, just kind of review these details. So let's look at the middle first, usage breakdown, right? So here, we're able to replace 90%. Actually, it's 100%, guys, because I didn't do the upgrade. So let's just assume for a minute it's 100%, right? So we're able to replace 100% of the electricity using that big ball of fire in the sky that's been used for years to provide you with the same amount of kilowatts. What does that mean? The system size is 6.56, 23 panels on your roof, one nest, and the system, I never say cost. I never say cost. The system is $33,690. There's no out-of-pocket expense to you. You get a 30% federal tax credit if you're paying that amount in taxes, $5,000 state, which brings it down to 18. So that 107, Anthony, every month goes to paying down that $18,000. The
Right.
other interesting thing that happened also is that because your home now produces its own electricity, it becomes more valuable when you choose to sell your home. And your home, it goes up by $4,000 a kilowatt. 4,000 times 6.56 is 25,000. So your home value increased. So which means if you decide to sell it one day, and let's presuppose I take out my calculator, Anthony, you sell it over 10 years, correct? That's
Right.
120 months times 107 equals, you've already paid in 12,840 minus 18,583. You've got $5,700 back. Take it off the increased value of the house. You get all of the money you sent to the solar utility company back, and PSE&G is not going to give you their money back that you sent them over the years. Make sense?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So the only thing, Anthony, we have to find out, and by the way, about 6 years ago, the solar utility company did a study, and they figured out that everybody pays their utility bill. Everybody. You know, it's getting dark out. We drive
You
down.
really don't have much choice.
What's that, Anthony?
You really don't have much choice.
Well, yeah, you do. You just won't have any lights.
Yeah.
But everybody pays the utility bill. So the risk, Anthony, is limited to them. It's just limited. So the only thing we need to find out is if Sunlight, our solar utility company, is willing to take on Anthony Van Bommel as a solar utility customer. So what I just need to do, I'll go through a couple of more things, see if we're able to do that, and then go from there. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
So guys, out of role play for a minute, I automatically from there, how long did that take? That was
10 minutes,
about
maybe.
17 minutes, something like that took, right? Something like that. So what I'll do now, let's kind of go through this right now. Stay with me. So I'll go back to this screen, right? I'll click this. I'll take a picture on my iPad of the bill, right? I'll click this and upload it right there. Takes about a minute. I go to that screen. I've got my legal pad in front of me, okay? And then what I do is I write down Anthony's address, the system cost, I'm writing, and the panel size. I go here, and that takes me to Sighton. This is important, guys, right? And then I let that load. I'm chit-chatting a little bit. I go to this section over here, price check. I put in Anthony's address here. I click on this, put in the amount. Actually, you know what, guys? Let's do that. What was that address? Anybody remember? I think it was 118 hold on. Let's see if we could do this. Hold on. South Street. That's where I was.
South Avenue, Garden City?
No, I want to use this one. South Street. Let's use Port Jefferson. Here we go. Okay. And let's go here. I don't want her to get another email though. I don't want to do that, right, Susan? That wouldn't be fun. And then I put in the cost. Let's call it 31,500. And then I put in how many panels? I think it was 28 panels. And then I'll click solve, right? I'll click solve, and then it'll bring me to another screen. And actually, if I go here, right, it's solving. It's not sending an email yet to her, right? This will come up. I probably didn't put in certain things. Solve because solve. That's got to go that way. Quote, go to quoting. Then I've got to put in Anthony's email, all that stuff, okay? So remember, I did an audio, guys, the other day. I did it on Saturday. There's 3 things. Anybody care to tell me? Anthony, if you want, chime in.
I wasn't there, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's an audio, so I posted it on WhatsApp, so it's still there. So there are 3 things that need to happen in order to generate commissions. Bill needs to be uploaded. I did that, correct? Number 1. Number 2, once I click on here, and that brings me to here, then I can send Anthony the credit application. I help him do it. Once he's approved, once it says approved, which by the way, I look on my phone, I then send him down here in a box, says send e-sign. I send that to him. Everybody with me? I go through that. Then I've got to go back to BidX. I go here and I send this. I send this. So there's uploading the bill, the Citin e-sign docs, and then back to BidX for this. 1, 2, 3. Finito. Simple. Questions? No questions? Anthony?
Well, I've never done this. It will take some practice, obviously.
And you know what, Anthony?
Put everything where it needs to be. But
yeah,
this thing does it for you. Put good information in, good information out.
right. And it's not, Anthony, here's the best advice I can give you. The best advice. Just go do, whether you go with John, whether you go with Rich, whether you go with me, whatever it is, but just go and do it. Whether you go alone, whatever it is. Hans the other day, I know Stephen went with him initially, and then Hans went and executed it by himself. He did an awesome job. A lot of you are doing awesome jobs, but I will tell you, the best way to learn it, you just got to do it. I could do this all day long, but the best thing is, excuse my language, you guys know I'm no nonsense. You got to get bloody. You got to get bloody. You just have to go out and do it. You just have to do it. Okay. Anthony, thanks. I want to change the role around. I want someone now to do what I just did with Anthony, for them to do it with me. Okay? I want someone to do that. So let's do this. Let me pick. Hey, JVB, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm in.
How about you take the role of presenting to me the way I just presented to your dad? You good with that?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So you know what? Let's make it easy, John. Let's just start here. Forget about the inputting stuff, right? Let's make believe you did all that stuff already and kind of walk through this process here. Let's do that. Maybe later on we could go through the input another time, but let's just walk me through this. You're in my home. You sat down. We've got rapport going. This is up. We're ready to go. I'm all ears, baby. Go.
All right. So, Anthony, excuse me. Right
No,
now,
me,
you're paying
Bob.
an average of
My name's Bob.
What's that, Bob?
I'm Bob. Go ahead, go.
I know. I'm doing it with my dad, no?
No, do it with me. Do it with
All
me.
right. So, Bob,
Go ahead. Yes.
right now, you're paying an average of $165 a month, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So those payments are forever, and they increase an average of 6.5% per year with PSE&G. The number right here is a little fictitious because we're forced to use a nationwide average of an increase of 3.5%. So this number is artificially low.
Okay.
With your solar panel system, you'll pay a fixed payment of $107 a month. That payment will never go up. It will never change. After the term is expired, you will own the panels, you will have no more payments, and your electricity will be 100% free for the rest of the time you live in the house. Now, as I said before, if you stayed with PSE&G, you would pay at least $81,800 a month, a year, excuse me. When the panels go on your house and you start to pay the $107 a month, over this time frame, you will save $40,280 for a total savings of $41,520 over the term of the loan. Your system size is 6.56 kW. You have 23 panels mounted on your house. You will have one Nest thermostat on your house, in your house, which will help to save electricity as well. You'll get a federal tax credit of $10,107, which is equal to 30% of the system cost. And you will get a state tax credit of $5,000. Now, Bob, when you do the benefits for this is where I have a little bit of a rough time with the savings and the home value.
Are we at a role play right now?
No, yes, we're out of it.
Okay, go ahead.
The savings and the home value, okay? When you just did that breakdown before,
Yep.
the way you did it, I followed it, but could I duplicate it right now? Absolutely not.
Okay. So let's, you know what, John, let's go to the beginning. Let me draw out some points, you know what? And you're doing great. I want to give you a couple of tips and just to kind of help you along the way, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Use inflection. Use inflection in your voice. We don't want to be like this. Oh, you guys can't see my hand, can you? Can anybody see my hand? You can? Okay, get everybody else. David, can you see my hand? No? You can't? Okay. So use inflection in our voice. You know, we just don't want to be one level. Okay, I want you to look at the 165. Now it's 107. And then you got 81,000 and so on. So use inflection. Use your hands. You could tell I'm Italian, right? I mean, I use my hands and so on, right? So I'm very, very, call it animated, whatever the case may be, John. But when you're using inflection, all of a sudden your body changes. One guy told me the other day with Stephen, we were presenting to him in the middle of the presentation, he said, my God, you are full of passion. You're full of animation. That was the 40-something kilowatts that we did. So tend to use inflection. Raise your voice up and down. I don't mean screaming, John, but tend to raise your voice, number one. Number two, when you begin, John, I want you to pre-frame me and pre-frame your homeowners. What do I mean by that? When you pre-frame someone, I did it with your dad. I said, Anthony, follow me here. There is no designer kilowatts. They're all the same. You hear the inflection in my voice, right, John?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no Ralph Lauren kilowatts, Chanel kilowatts. You know, it's all the same kilowatts. And also, too, you know what? And I know we just went through this. Learn to give in the beginning. Ask the question, like I asked Dad. Anthony, what excites you? What interests you about solar energy? It gives you a chance to compose yourself. It gives you a chance to collect your thoughts. It gives you a time just to sit back and listen, which is the most powerful, because you're gearing up to go, right? You're gearing up to go.
Mm-hmm.
So use the inflection. The inflection is important. And, you know, again, just to reiterate, hey, you know what, John, you're paying $165 a month right now. Take that over a block of time. 10 years back, 15 forward, 20 back, 5 forward, whatever it is, a block. Now, based on 3.5%, you would have rented $81,800 in electricity from PSE&G. Rented. Now, they're increasing by 6.5%. That number is actually higher. That's the red. It's going up. When we implement solar, let's not bring his roof into it. Just very simple. John, when we go solar, when we help you go solar, goes from 165 to 107. That 107 never goes up. Look at the green, stays level. It's like if you financed a car. Done deal, same thing. Eventually it'll go to zero. And instead of putting in 161,000, put in 40. Saved a lot of money, 41,000. Now, I did forget to say this to your father, John. I should have said to Anthony, and I always think afterwards, I should have said, and what I always do, Anthony, how does that make you feel? Oh, I melt. You like that, Mark? How does that make you feel, right? So so what that did, John, is that gave me the opportunity to pause again and ask another question to your father. Anthony, how does that make you feel? I get to sit back, collect my thoughts, go again. So now there's a huge savings once we help you to go solar. But let's break it down now, John. Here's your usage. You're using 168 kilowatts. Don't use kWs, say kilowatts. We don't want to assume that we know what they think that means. It's kilowatts. Tell them it's kilowatts. So you're using 868 kilowatts. We could use solar energy, the big ball of sun in the sky, to replace 100%. Remember, there's no design or electricity. It's all the same. Turns on your lights. How does that work? System size is 6.56 kilowatts. 23 panels. Can we put that on your roof? Not 100% sure right now. We'll determine that. Now, this is critical. Follow me. We'll determine that when we do assumptive, when we do the site survey in 2 weeks. System is $33,690. You get a federal tax credit. The government wants us to go solar. The state you get a $5,000 there, which brings it down to 18 and change. That 107 every month goes to that. You're going to move in 10 years? Let me get out my calculator, John. Let's do some math. You're going to move in 10 years. Let's take 120 months. I'm showing you the calculator. I pick up my calculator and I show them. 120 months times 107 equals, you put in 12,840. Let's say you want to move. Minus 18,563. Balance of 5723. Here's the other cool thing that happened, John. There was a study done over 30 years. Homes with photovoltaic or solar sell quicker and have a greater value. Would you buy a home with no electrical bill over a home that has an electrical bill? Of course you would.
Of course.
So now your home value went up by $4,000 a kilowatt. 4,000 times 6.56, 25,256. Minus the 25,256 equals, guess what? You got back all of the money you sent to the solar utility company. I know it sounds like a cliche, John. No brainer. Doesn't cost you anything. You own that power plant. You want to transfer it to the new owner? Transfer it to the new owner if you like also. Your choice. Make sense, John?
Absolutely.
So the only other thing we need to find out, I'll do that in about 3.5 minutes or 8 minutes, is to see if the solar utility company is willing to take you on board as one of their customers. So I just need to go through a couple of other questions. We'll do that. Do you get your emails on the phone, on your phone? And then I take them through the process, John.
Right.
Cool?
Gotcha.
All right. So, John, just practice that. And, you know, it's not, this is, now, by the way, I'm recording this, guys. Mastery. I'm looking at another book right there. It's called Mastery. Mastery. Master this, and it's not difficult. It really isn't. Just learn the words and the phraseology and so on. It's just, it really is, you know, it's fascinating. All right, let's shift. Anybody else want to volunteer and sell me on this and go through this? Anybody else would like to do it? Or should I pick someone? Susan, my dear?
Don't pick me. I'm not ready for this.
Hans? I think Hans disappeared. Okay, good. Anybody else? Eileen? Would you like to sell me on this?
Hold on. Let me call you back.
Call her back. Call her back. Say Bob
Okay,
Sager's
so-
calling on me.
Okay.
Would you like to walk me through or sell me on solar with the triangle savings?
Sure.
Okay, so let's start. Eileen, forget about the input. Take me from when you're about to walk me through this, okay?
Through the triangle?
Through this whole page here, which you're looking at. Walk me through this as you're sitting in my kitchen, right? And you're ready to, you know, you want to sell me on this. Go ahead.
Okay. So Bob, you can see this is what you have been paying, about $165 a month for your solar.
I thought I was paying
your
$900 a month.
electricity?
No, I'm teasing. Go ahead.
What?
I thought I was paying $900 a month. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing you. Yes, I'm paying $165 a month.
Okay. With solar, if we can implement this solar program for you, your cost is going down to $107 a month. You're getting the solar energy right on your roof. It's not traveling hundreds of miles to you. Your actual cost, if you do nothing, which is your choice, if you do nothing, your actual cost is going to be $81,800 paying to PSE&G. Has PSE&G ever said to you, you could stop paying for a while if you'd like?
Nope.
With the solar on the roof, your cost is going to be $40,000, the same time period, $40,280, which means this is what you're saving. You can't see my pen. So you'll be saving $41,520. How does that sound to you?
Okay, I want to just let's just go out of role play for a second, Eileen. Let me touch on a couple of things. When there's times that you want to stay with the smaller numbers, and then there's times you want to stay with the larger numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Times you want to stay with the smaller numbers. So in the beginning, you want to turn to me or your client and say, Bob, you've been paying $165 a month to PSE&G. Over a period of time, you would have rented electricity for $81,800. That's going up every month. Stay there. Stay in that area. This is where the red, guys, the red is where the pain is. Don't leave the pain. Let me tell you what I used to tell my children about the pain in some of their years in growing up. You know what the pain is? Open up the wound. Open it up. It's bleeding. Open up the wound. Get a bottle of salt and throw it in. Pain. Pain. Throw the pain in, Eileen. Put the pain in. Stay on the left side until it's uncomfortable. Like I'm squeamish right now. I'm moving around. You're telling me, Eileen, that I've sent them $81,800? Oh my God. People don't realize that. And it's going up. Then take me over. And now what I want you to do, Eileen, is I want you to heal me. I want you to heal me.
Okay.
Go.
Well,
Go to the
before
green
I
side.
heal you, Bob,
Yeah.
that $81,000 is actually conservative numbers of PSEG. Does PSEG go down or up, your electricity in the past?
Always goes up.
It always goes up.
Yeah.
This is based on a very conservative estimate of going up 3.5% a year. Actually, we're looking more like 5 or 6% in Long Island, but just 3.5%, you're paying $81,800, Bob.
Wow.
This is why solar is becoming so popular. If we're able to get solar on your home, your cost is only going to be $40,000 over that same period
Stop
of
there.
time.
No. Don't go. No. Don't say the cost is 40. Go to the small number.
Your
Small
prime
number.
cost,
I'm thinking I got to shell out 40,000. She wants me to shell out 40,000 over the next year or 2 years. She crazy? Get out of my house.
You're only going to be paying $107
Thank you.
a month.
Thank you. Okay. Now you can go to the savings.
When you get that cost down to $107 a month, you're going to be saving $41,000 instead of paying that $81,800, which you're forced to pay with PSEG.
Don't bring me back there. Don't bring me back there. You did that already. Stay there. And Eileen, here's another good phrase, my dear. You ready? And Bob, you're going to enjoy a savings. Keyword, enjoy a savings of $41,250, $41,520. How does that make you feel? Boom. Go ahead, Eileen.
You're going to enjoy a savings of $41,520, Bob.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty
How
cool.
does that make you feel?
Like a rich man.
Now, with the solar, you're actually getting a system size of 6.36. We're putting on 23 panels on your home. We're also giving you, because we want to help you reduce your electric use as much as possible. Better for you, better for the environment. We're giving you a Nest, which helps you control the electricity usage. You can be out and about. And if you realize, oh my gosh, I didn't turn off the lights, I didn't turn down the thermostat, wherever you are, right on your phone, you can do that.
That's pretty
You're
cool.
going to be, the system is $33,690. The federal tax credit, federal government is encouraging people to get this. That's why you're getting a federal tax benefit is $10,107. Plus, New York State is giving you a tax credit of $5,000. New York State is the only state that gives such a big tax credit. Other states, if you're lucky, $1,000, $2,000, it's awesome. Here, that's why your net amount is only $18,583. Yet, if you look over here, Bob, can you see that your estimated increase in your value of your home is $25,000?
Do I have to pay that $18,583 or $33,000 now?
No, you do have to pay $107. You will have to pay $107.
Okay. So how much is out of my pocket? How much is out of my pocket?
After the system is installed, with installation costs, monitoring, maintenance, everything, your out-of-pocket cost is $0.
How do you guys make money?
Right now, you're paying PSEG $165. You're paying Evolar, you're paying us $0. So we're going from making $0 to making $107 every month.
No,
You, meanwhile,
let's
you
stop
reduce-
there. Eileen, sweetie, let's stop. Let me give you the best way to handle that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the best out of role play. Here's the best way to handle that. So let's just make believe I'm presenting to you right now. And you said, Bob, how do you
Okay.
guys make money? Eileen, it's, when
Right.
it's really simple. If you went to BMW today, after I left here, always tell stories. Tell stories. If you go to BMW today and you're going to go buy a car, you're going to finance the car, correct? And you're going to finance it through ABC Bank, ABC credit line, right? Whatever it is. You're going to finance the car. The car is $50,000. Me, being the BMW dealer, I will service the car. I will get the car for you. I will arrange the financing. And once the financing is approved and you drive the car off the lot, guess what I get, Eileen, as the BMW dealer from the finance company?
Mm-hmm.
What do I get?
You get a check?
I get a check for $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, out of that $50,000, I've got to pay this, I got to pay that, I got to pay all that stuff. It's the same thing. You're approved. I'm going to find out if you're approved in about 8 minutes. Once you're approved, once the panels go up there, and soon as we turn it on, we get a check from the solar utility company for $33,690. Out of that, I had to pay for a lot of things, but there's profit in there. We don't run a non-profit organization. We're a business, like every other business. But it is totally win-win for everyone. For you, Eileen, it's nothing more than a redirect. Eileen, don't pay the $165 anymore. In fact, Eileen, how about this? Once the panels are up there, because I like you so much, I'm going to make sure that we pay your first 6 months of electricity. How does that sound?
That sounds even better.
Okay. So don't pay the $165. We'll pay it for you for the first 6 months. After the 6 months are up, start $106 or $107 a month. So the only thing we need to find out is, can we get you approved? So let me go here. Give me a few minutes. Let me put this in, blah, blah, blah. Then everybody hear that? I'm segueing. That's the transition. That's the transition. The only thing left to do is I just need to find out if we can get you approved. See if we can save you some money.
Approved.
Boom.
Approved.
Words are key, guys. Words are key.
Not credit check. Not credit check.
Ew.
Approved.
Ew. Ew.
Approved.
Ew. Eileen,
Approved.
let's see if we can get you approved. Eileen, you're going to enjoy the savings of $41,520, blah, 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 blah. Use moving words. Don't use words that are going to pull them away from you. It's every time you open your mouth, John, this is inflection, baby, in my voice right now, baby. Every time you open your mouth, it's either going to move you closer to the sale or further away from the sale, right? It's going to either move you towards or away, towards or away, towards or away. Every word comes out of your mouth. That's it. So you've got to be cognizant and conscious of the words that you use. Does that make sense, everyone? Susan?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I mean,
Hey, Bob.
Go ahead, Paul.
I'm sorry. Isn't the first 18 months of payments in this example 135? But that's before they apply the federal.
That's correct.
That's before they give us the federal tax and
That's
state
correct.
tax credit amount,
Yeah,
which
and
they
you know-
could choose to pocket.
Right. Normally, Paul and I were on a presentation on Saturday, and I said to Adam, you got two choices here. You could take those tax credits, bring it back to the solar utility company, and your payment will be 107. Or you could put that 15,000 and change in your pocket, and your payment will be higher, a little higher than that. But the payment will be lower than the 165 and never go up. That's your choice. I don't need to know that right now. And I did that on Saturday, correct, Paul?
Yes.
How good was I Saturday, Paul, by the way?
You were
I'm
you were
teasing.
awesome. You were awesome. You were
So-
in your element.
Guys, I want you to I just said something which is critical, really important. And and Stephen knows I'm so critical about this. And Stephen and I, if you are a fly on a wall and watch this in a presentation, it literally should be a Broadway play. And I'll look at Stephen, and if like Stephen is saying something or whatever, I'll look at stop. Don't take him there. Don't pull me back. Because I'm choreographed. I don't take this lightly. We've got it. We're presenting tomorrow. I think it's 50 kilowatts tomorrow morning at 9:30. And I just finished studying. I finished studying the proposal and this and that. So I know what I'm going to say. But every word that comes out of my mouth, every word that comes out of your mouth, you're either moving closer or away. You need to know that. You need to realize that. I'm so happy this is being recorded right now. I'm so happy. We're going to go a few minutes over because I have a little gift for everybody. I want to share something very funny, but very impactful. So everybody stay with me. Don't leave, okay? And if you're sleepy, go take a shot of something. I don't know what you want. Take an espresso or something. So I want to share something with you.
Bob, I have a question.
Yes,
This is
Anthony.
Anthony. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
On this proposal, the
Yep.
$135 a month for the first 18 months, if
Right.
they chose to keep the incentives,
Right.
is that what the payment would be every month?
Anthony, I am 95% sure that that is the number. I'm pretty sure that is the number.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes. And, I have to tell you, I'll just tell you from my perspective, I keep the incentives in my pocket.
Yeah.
But
How long would it stay there?
well, no. What I tell people to do is I then put my financial hat on and I tell people, let me put my financial hat on. Money's cheap right now. Money is cheap. You're paying that $165, it's going up. Let's say it was $135, but you were able to put $15,000 in your pocket and buy some alternative investments that is going to increase that in the next 5 years, $1,000 investment will go to $10,000, a $10,000 investment will go to $100,000, and a $100,000 investment will go to $1 million. That's game over.
Yes.
Game over. And then I normally tell them, and you remember this bald guy with round glasses for the rest of your life. I want to get them to laugh as much as possible. I want to get them to be engaged and laugh as much as possible. Once that happens, it's like putty in my hands. Good job, Eileen, by the way. Everybody, good job. Just, again, what I'm going to encourage, I'll post it afterwards. I want you to really study this. We just had for almost an hour, powerful information. Powerful. Okay? All right. Any questions
Bob,
before
I have a question before we go on.
Yes, Eileen, go ahead.
The 6 months of payments, is that the 107 or the $135?
Theoretically, what's going to happen is, let's say the glass goes on the roof August 1st, correct? August 1st. Evlar is going to pay 107 for August, September, October, November, December, January, and then you will pick it up February. But I really
Okay.
tell people that you're not going to have that 165 for the first 6 months, which is truth. They're not going to anymore, correct? So I went to the higher number rather than the lower number, right?
Right.
More impactful. I want you guys to become so good at this, where you've become conscious competence. Conscious competence. Press the button, play. It just comes out. Okay? Good question, Eileen.
Mhm.
Any other questions before I segue? Nothing? Anybody?
Normally, would you also go to the 25,000 and the 18 cars?
Yeah. I'm, as I'm going through the system details, then I'm segueing into their increased home value. And then I say at the end, And you know what, John? The long and the short, I don't know if you're environmentally conscious, if you recycle, whatever. We're doing good. We're doing good for our country, our world, our society. When this goes up, it's like taking 18 cars off the road. It's pretty cool. We're doing the right thing. And that makes people feel good. Makes them feel good. It's all about the feeling, right? It's all, excuse me. It's all about the feeling. So yeah, I go through that, and then you know what? I'm also very conscious, very nonchalantly. I don't want them to see this, but I'm very nonchalantly looking at my watch. Very nonchalantly, I want to watch my time, you know, and because I could have a tendency to overstay my welcome. Brevity is not a big word with me. I tend not to exercise that much. Okay, anybody else? We got 14 people here. 14. Anybody else have a question? So, anybody? Okay. Nobody else? All right, let's go. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a video, and it's pretty cool. And then I'll give my 2 cents in afterwards. And being that we're sharing the screen, you can see everybody can still see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me tee this up. Bear with me. No, we don't want to talk about Ethereum. Or maybe we do, because you know I love this topic. I want to talk about Ethereum. But we do want to talk about this. Okay, everybody still with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw this video clip about 15 years ago when I was in a coaching program in Canada. It was fabulous. So I'm going to play it. Sit back. It's 9 minutes. Enjoy it. You ready?
Yes.
Dr. Switzer?
Yes. Come in. I'm just washing my hands.
I'm Catherine Bigman. Janet Carlisle referred me.
Everybody hear it? Yes?
Oh, yes. Here, buried alive in a box.
Yes, that's me. Should I lay down?
Oh, no. We don't do that anymore. Just have a seat. And let me tell you a bit about our billing. I charge $5 for the first 5 minutes, and then absolutely nothing after that. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Too good to be true, as a matter of fact.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that our session won't last the full 5 minutes. Now, we don't do any insurance billing, so you would either have to pay in cash or by check.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't make change.
All right.
And go.
Go.
Well, tell
What?
me about the problem that you wish to address.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this fear of being buried alive in a box. I start thinking about being buried alive and I begin to panic.
Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?
No, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I mean, I can't go through tunnels or be in an elevator or in a house, anything boxy.
So what you're saying is you're claustrophobic.
Yes, that's it.
All right, well, let's go, Catherine. I'm going to say 2 words to you right now. I want you to listen to them very, very carefully. Then I want you to take them out of the office with you and incorporate them into your life.
Shall I write them down?
Well, if it makes you comfortable, it's just 2 words. We find most people can remember them.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here they are.
Stop it!
Sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T.
So, what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say 2 simple words, and I cannot tell you the amount of people who say exactly the same thing you're saying. I mean, this is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So I should just stop it.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried alive in a box, do you? I mean, that sounds frightening.
It is.
Then stop it.
I can't. I mean, it's been with me since childhood.
No, we don't go there. Just stop it.
So I should just stop being afraid of being buried alive in a box.
You got it. Well, it's only been 3 minutes, so that will be $3.
Actually, I only have a 5, so.
Well, I don't make change.
Then I guess I'll take the full 5 minutes.
Fine. All right. Well, what other problems would you like to address?
I'm bulimic. I stick my fingers down my throat.
Stop it! Nut of some kind? Don't do that.
But I'm compelled to. My mom used to call me fatty.
No, we don't go there.
But I've been having this dream.
No, we don't go there either.
But my horoscope did say.
We definitely don't go there. Just stop it. What else?
Well, I have self-destructive relationships with men.
Stop it! You want to be with a man, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then stop it. Don't be such a big baby.
I wash my hands a lot.
That's all right. I wash my hands all the time. There's a lot of germs out there. Yeah, don't worry about that one.
I'm afraid to drive.
Well, stop it! How are you going to get around? Get in the car and drive, you kook.
Stop it! You stop it! You stop it!
What's the problem, Kat?
I don't like this. I don't like this therapy at all. You're just telling me to stop it.
And you don't like that.
No, I don't.
So you think we're moving too fast? Is that it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, then let me give you 10 words that I think will clear everything up for you. You want to get a pad and a pencil for this one?
Right.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. All right, here are the 10 words. Stop it or I'll bury you alive in a box!
Okay, let me just stop the screen share. Come back here. So I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was
great.
Was that great? Okay, why did I play that? Anybody want to take a stab at that? Why did I play that? Why? Want to take a stab? Anybody? Go for it. Will?
Let me try this, Bob.
Go
Let
ahead.
me try it.
Go ahead.
I believe that you played that so that we don't obsess over everything and just go and just do it. Just don't obsess, just do.
Well said. Paul knows me for many, many years. So he's got an unfair advantage over each of you. So yes, Paul, for the most part, yes, you are correct. And, Paul, let me add to that. Everyone, let me add to that. And the reason why I showed you that. First of all, I thought that was fabulous. I really did. I've got some other great ones. Maybe next week I'll show you. The language might be a little off, but it's okay. We're all adults. And I listen to each of you, maybe not verbally, but I listen to you. I read your posts. I pay close attention to all of you. And each and every one of you have the skills, have the talent, have the wherewithal, have the capability of making a boatload of money, prospering, building a team. But you're so silly. You're silly in the words that you use that keep moving you away from the abundance that you were brought here to have. So I've got 2 words for you.
Stop it.
Stop it! Just stop it! Listen to what you say. Bob, when am I getting paid? You did the freaking sale on Friday. Go sell more. It's coming. I listen and I listen and stop it. That's why I had to dig deep. And this and that. And, you know, you guys have been so, all of you have dealt with me from the standpoint of the things that I enjoy posting about the law of attraction, which I studied. I had such an enjoyable day today in meetings. And I don't know if Tish is on here, but I welcomed her aboard, and she's just going to be an unbelievable addition. But after I left her, I had to drive to Smithtown, then Port Jeff, and I just got a new CD of Esther Hicks, right? Abraham and Esther Hicks, right? I just got a new CD that I got to listen all the way there and all the way back. And I just love my learning about this. And we don't need to, we're probably the most, our physical being is the most uncooperative part of us. You know, it's just unbelievable. And I just hope that the things that I share with you, whether it's on the post or when we talk or whatever it is, that you get it and that it sparks. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. Really not any more complicated than that. And it's no different than understanding the law of gravity. We don't understand the law of gravity, but it's there. Well, there are universal laws that work, that attract things. Hey, Eileen, I got a question. Eileen, and I'm not picking on you, but I have a lot of regard for you. You ready? You ever have a premonition or think about something and then it comes to you in the physical being? Meaning, you think a friend's about to call and the phone rings, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that was coincidence? It wasn't coincidence. It was supposed to happen. And I'm not going to sit here and get deep or whatever because, you know, I don't need to be understood from everybody about this stuff. I don't need to be. I just practice it as part of my life. Don't ruin what you have in front of you by your thoughts. Learn how to work with them. Learn how to work with the universe. Go on, watch a video about Esther. Abraham Esther Hicks. Go to YouTube and put it on and start to study this. Things will start to attract to you more and more and more and more. We were brought here to enjoy life, to be abundant, to be joyful. That's it. And if you're not at a place now that you want to be, you're just a little out of alignment. Just get back. Just get back. Each of you have the capability of capitalizing on an industry that is about to, this will be the biggest transference of wealth out of any industry ever. I don't know if you realize that. I don't think you do. It's the big, and you're in it. You're in it. You're in it. And you can capitalize on it big time. You know, there are some of you that will, I hope all of you, that, you know, will make millions, whether it's from your own efforts or whether it's from a team that you build. Whatever the case may be, that's your choice. But just stop it. Just stop it with your words and your thoughts. Use them to your advantage. That's it. But Paul, you're right. Just do it and enjoy the process. Don't put pressure on yourselves or whatever the case may be. I do that, believe me. I do. I mean, I'm here in the morning, I'm opening up this, I'm reading this, and, you know, I'm looking at my vision boards. Talk about pressure, right? And I catch myself, but each day Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Better and better. Okay, we're 11 minutes over. I apologize. I don't like doing that. Anybody want to comment before we end our little time together here tonight? Anybody?
I think you did a great job, Bob. Thank you.
Oh, Susan, you're welcome. You're a sweetheart. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're welcome. I enjoy doing it. It's not arduous to me. I could stay here another hour or two if you want. I'm a little tired. I'll pass out, but
Wow. Just stop it.
oh, Anthony. Anthony, wait for the one next week, Anthony. Just put your earplugs on a little bit. I got one that's really good. That's really, really good. Another one. Okay, everyone, let's rock and roll. Remember our goal. Our goal this week is we need 10, right? 10 from everybody. Not too difficult. We got 16 people on here tonight. You know, people could do 1, 1.5, 2, and let's rock and roll. Let's really let's really rock and roll for the month of June. All right. Have a great night, everyone. I'm going to post this in a little bit. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, Bob. Good night, everybody. Good night, John Boy.